Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with some good news about a second chance at some rare limited run releases. If you check the links down below in the description and pinned comment, you will see that at 1 PM Eastern Time, which will be 2 hours from the publishing of this video, you will see that VGP will have a bunch of quite anticipated limited run games if you miss them the first time around. I'm gonna go through them, but as a reminder, any purchase made via the link below, you really do help support me and this channel in the ultimate way possible. Thank you ever so much. So what do they have coming? The main one for me is definitely Star Ocean First Departure R. I find it unbelievable that they managed to snag this one, almost as unbelievable that it didn't get an Asian English release like so many other Square Enix JRPGs did. You know, the Saga series, Final Fantasy, but not Star Ocean. What were they thinking? Anyways, limited run getting it isn't ideal. I would prefer a wider release, but if you are a JRPG fan, a collector, and you want one of the best on the system, this remake of the PSP remake of the first game is a must own. It will be on Switch and PlayStation 4. On eBay, this is going for about $85 for the Switch and $75 for the PlayStation 4, so VGP should be a better option. Secondly, how can we forget about Shantae, her latest kind of adventure? Basically a finishing up of a game that was in development for the GBA but abandoned. Can you say this is the latest game? I don't know, but Shantae is a big seller with a big fan base, at least for an indie franchise, and although the GBA version has been available at VGP for a while now, even having their own exclusive red cartridge variant, while now incoming is the easily more popular Switch physical alongside the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 release. If you are looking for a platforming Metroidvania with a genie lady, then you will have a good time. This has been going for about $75 to $85 on eBay for Switch. Fear Effect. It might be a lazy port with some crappy fan-made box art, but I love a good retro release, especially from the PS1 era. That is me all over. So yeah, it's very interesting for me. In fact, I did buy it. Sorry about that. It arrived at my mum's house in the UK. I will burden her with my collecting woes. This is a janky but fascinating survival horror game that just oozes atmosphere of the late 90s. Prices on eBay have been varying quite a bit, ranging from $75 to $90 for the Switch edition. And they're not only getting the standard edition, but they will have the deluxe edition too, which isn't even on eBay yet, like not a single listing. Bubsy in the Perfect Collection, another one for retro compilation fans who probably have some kind of self-loathing hidden within. This contains all of the early games within the Bubsy series and would provide a solid history lesson in the run-up to the unironically anticipated Bubsy 4. This is going to be available on Switch and Xbox, and I assume the PS5 edition will be there too, but it's not specifically shown by VGP up to now. Would be weird if that was a no-show, but prices on eBay for the standard edition are about $60 to $75, maybe more if you're nuts. Castlevania Dominus Collection. Now, VGP may still have plenty of copies of the standard edition and the classic edition available for purchase right now, but finally they are getting some copies of the ultimate edition. I don't know how much VGP will be selling this for. I assume it will have a markup compared to the initial $200 limited run we're asking for, but eBay has this for $350 to over $400, which is insanity, but it does come with a mother load of stuff that perhaps the most hardcore of Castlevania fans may appreciate. Personally, the standard edition is fine enough for me, and the games in the package are all fantastic. Puyo Puyo Champions, I think is one of the worst selling Switch releases limited run have ever done. Probably a bit embarrassing considering they were working with Sega for it, but that probably means they only printed the bare minimum. There are barely any copies of this on eBay, and it's understandable. As solid as the gameplay is, there's much more fatter, more available options for Puyo Puyo on the Switch already, but this will probably become a weird curio for physical collectors. I don't think many people will have this in the future. Ruffy and the Riverside is a well-loved 3D platformer that's very whimsical and strange in its style, mixing 2D sprites in a 3D world. It can be disorientating at times, but the charm shines through with really good reviews all around. I heard this didn't sell super well either, but it could be a good fun one to add to the collection. eBay has it for like $60 to $75, and it will be on Switch and PlayStation 5. Operation Night Strikers is a really neat retro collection made by M2, and it has a focus on light gun shooters, which I think would make, that would make a good Switch 2 edition. But if that never materializes, I heard they did a good job adapting it to the OG Switch's Joy-Cons with motion controls. You know how M2 are, they always provide quality. Plus it includes Night Strikers, which is not a light gun game, but is awesome anyway. This is only coming in the Assault Edition, and Europeans will probably want to pass on this limited run version, though since it did get a retail release over there thanks to Clear River Games. Love is All Around is a PS5 only game, and it is a FMV dating sim sort of thing, dating Chinese ladies, supposedly very good for certain people looking for a certain someone in their life. However, I'm led to believe there is an Asian English physical release on PlayStation 5 which has more content. As far as I know, this limited run one is just the first game, whereas Asia has a 1 and 2 double pack. Plus, it is coming to Nintendo Switch in a double pack in Asia too. That was literally just announced like 5 minutes before I'm making this video. I'm sure the FMV video won't be as crisp on the Switch compared to the PS5, but it's still coming and it will be a much cheaper and available option. Wordless, I believe, is the final game they will have unless there's some sort of surprise. This one, despite me covering every single Switch physical every week, literally zero memory of this one going up for pre-order at limited run. There are only 2 listings on eBay for it and none of them have sold, so I don't even know the demand for this. This is a stylized 2D platformer as you dash through the air, but it has turn-based fighting as a system, so that's kinda nuts, and reviews for it are really good. And there we have the games that they've stated they will be carrying. I don't know if there are any more surprises or things they found down the back of the sofa, but that's all I know about. 1 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. That is 2 hours from the publishing of this video. Any purchase made via the link in the description and pinned comment, I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know people don't like me promoting limited run stuff, me too, but honestly, these videos are what helps me keep the lights on the most, so I hope you can spare me the disdain, okay? This channel has a lot to give, and these videos help me the most, so yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.